point. I'm mentally ill. I'm sick in the head. I'm broken mentally. I have no more brain cells. I'm a dumb baby. I walk around in the crib looking for answers. Oh, the barbarian thinks good when I'm 60. I'm gonna listen to all these fuckers around me saying no.
I'm Lola the barbarian. You're in my kingdom, my domain, my grass zone. I'm at the tippy top of the mountain, bro. And you're coming up here telling me that this is where I don't belong. This is not as high as you think it is. It's a very low mountain. You don't know what you're talking about.
I lost my sense, I lost control, I lost my mind.
Who the hell are you?
Heed my words, struggler. Soon a rain of blood, the likes of which you cannot imagine, shall fall down upon you. It will be a storm of death. But take heed, struggler. Struggle.
Yo,
endure.
we beat the Templar.
For that alone is the sword of one who defies death. Do not forget these words.
Hey, what's it mean? Wait!
Hey guys, how's it going? At the start of the video, I just want to flash the talents real quick, just so people who just don't really care about the information and just want to learn themselves. This is going to be your AoE dungeon talents right here. This will be your PvP talents. These are your big PvP nodes right here. Sustained Strikes and Storm of Steel. And Makara right here. These are your single target talents. Now, there's going to be a lot of testing still going on. This server is brand new. The raids aren't out. Mythic isn't out. Mythic Plus isn't out. So they're also doing a lot of changes in the Discord, fixing bugs and adding new abilities to classes randomly. One day, I went to lunch with my wife, and I came back, and they changed these two keystone passives for Brutality Barb. So lots of things are due to change. So if you're getting this video later in the season, then some of this information might be different, but I definitely will make updated guides as they change things, because I want to learn as much as possible about Barb and get the highest amount of DPS, be the most useful. So I'm definitely going to be updating the guide throughout the season. Yo, what's up guys? Recatron here, wrote a Barbarian guide. I have a script, but I'm kind of just going to freeball this. I think it's going to be a lot easier for me. You chose Barbarian, and you're wondering, how do I do more DPS? What's good in PvP? Yada yada. But we're just going to go down the list on some basics for right now. I'm going to do a more in-depth Barbarian guide, kind of like situations, like timing, and more nuanced kind of stuff with barbs later on. But right now I kind of just want to get the basics out of the way, so that way, you know, I get a lot of questions in my stream like, what do I do here, what's the best talents, like how do I do this, yada yada. I'm going to be breaking down like kind of leveling talents, and then your end game talents and all that good stuff. The main objective right now for Barb is to never overcap your energy as much as possible. So the way you're going to be able to do that the most consistently is by using Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing is pretty much like Heroic Strike in retail or in Classic, and it also has a cleave effect. So it's literally like Heroic Strike and Cleave built into each other. And you can pretty much always make sure every auto attack you do is a Brutal Swing. And a really cool talent is Rancor. Your Brutal Swing now triggers an additional auto attack on the primary target. And this is very important. So you pretty much are always going to be Brutal Swinging, never overcapping your energy. That's the first main objective. And our second objective is to never overlap your enrage effects. This is extremely important. The reason why is because your enrage effects allow you to use Smash. And Smash is your #1 energy battery, and is the probably, I think it's your biggest single target ability you can use that is like a rotational ability that doesn't have a cooldown. So Thirst for Battle, your Smash now generates 25% of your maximum energy. It's really powerful, really strong, and it's very useful in execute phases. And we have 3 Enrage effects. We have Unbridled Rage, which is your main kind of burst cooldown in dungeons, in single target, and in PvP. Increases your physical damage by 10%. There's some other effects in the talents that kind of affect what you do during Unbridled Rage, but this is your main one. So like this is kind of like Colossal Smash for Retail Arms Warrior. And then your second Enrage effect is Onslaught. And now this is your second energy battery cooldown. Really strong in execute phase. And you will be kind of like cycling this throughout the dungeon whenever Unbridled Rage goes off cooldown. Your critical strikes reduce the cooldown of this, so it's pretty consistent Enrage effect. Your third Enrage effect that I don't think a lot of people know is Battle Vigor, and this just is a defensive. It increases your health by 40%, but it allows you to use Smash. And so far, you know, Mythics aren't out, Raid's not out, Mythic Plus isn't out, so you're not really having to use this defensive as a way to save yourself. You more use it as an offensive for being able to use Smash as consistently as possible. Now, your third priority of the class is going to be your Decapitate. Now, this is what you have to play around a lot while leveling, and what you're trying to do every time against the mob is kill it with Decapitate. Every time you kill a target with Decapitate, you get your full energy bar back. And that goes while you're in combat with like cleaving mobs. Like, you're going to want to kill that mob that's about to die with Decapitate. Now, depending on your ping, how, you know, it's a skill gap type of ability, because you're going to be able to limit test like what can your Decapitate kill at your certain item or at your certain level in the game, and you're going to be like, okay, if he's at 10%, I can kill him with Decapitate. But if you have like cooldowns up, oh, I can kill him at like 20% with Decapitate. The more consistent you are with just killing things in dungeons with Decapitate, the better the class is going to feel. It allows you to get way more brutal swings out, way more barbaric whirls out. And those are kind of just like the basics of like leveling and in the dungeon. You're gonna want to Decapitate as much as possible. During execute phase though, like the rotation is gonna be, you have your Enrage effect rolling, you're gonna want to Smash and Decapitate, and sometimes Smash can reset itself, but you're always gonna want to have at least 100 energy. So let's read the ability. Attempt to decapitate an injured enemy, dealing 200% weapon damage plus 276, converting each extra point of energy to deal additional damage up to a maximum cost of 100 energy. Now, onto the big meat and potatoes of Barbarian AoE. Crush. This is the king daddy fucking... This is the thing that was doing like big AoE damage in the intro. The 7-8k fucking crits. Just booming with this thing. I love Crush. There are some weak points to it, 100%. Having to cast it while the tank is moving around really sucks. And you're kind of falling behind on DPS because you're not arranged, like throwing AoE spells as the tank's running through the dungeon, collecting everything. And you're kind of just running around, hitting with Brutal Swing and Barbaric Whirl. But I think that it is a... knowledge gap in terms of the dungeon and like being able to predict what the tank is going to do. That's kind of like a skill gap a little bit, and that's why I really like it, because it's going to be the difference between a good barb and a bad barb is maximizing your crush value. Not saying that it's like the best design or anything like that, but I enjoy that little mini gameplay with yourself to try to maximize the crush. This is your big AoE ability. Anytime there's a second target, we love that, because Crush allows us to do a lot of extra damage. So it has a cast time, it is a frontal cone, and it is also a 3-second stun. So it's really good in dungeons as well. It's like an AoE shockwave. It's bomb. It's dope. And we run Horde Breaker with this, and whenever you crush something that has headbutt on it, automatically crits. So it's really, really strong in single target. While leveling, you can pretty much like do half the health of a mob, and really good in dungeons as well, because you're stunning a lot. So that's kind of like your utility as Barb, is like you're kind of helping your tank mitigate some damage by stopping some mobs. But this is your AoE talent, Crusher. Melee auto attacks have a 20% chance to reset the cooldown of Crush. Now, I just saw on Discord they bug fixed this, so I don't really know how consistent it is now, but over the past week, it's kind of consistent. Like, you're literally hoping and praying all dungeon long that your Crush resets when the tank pulls, and you've casted one, you're like, please reset. I will be top of the damage meters if it resets right now. So that's kind of like the frustrating thing about Barb AoE. It's very random, but you can pop off hard, and it's decently consistent with Brutal Swing and getting to the Decapitates and using your Crush on kind of regular cooldown. It's really, really strong, especially, and this is why Unbridled Rage is your main cooldown ability, Maximum Carnage. Pretty much does a Ravager around you. We like that, but what we really like is Utter Devastation. Utter Devastation makes your next Decapitate or Crush guaranteed to crit. So that's how you get those big AoE Crush crits, is you pop your Unbridled Rage with Utter Devastation. Now, you're not going to be able to line up every Crush with Utter Devastation. Your Crush is going to reset at awkward times. We don't really have that much cooldown reduction for Unbridled Rage, but we have like duration increase. So being able to time the activation of Unbridled Rage to get Utter Devastation, to get the automatic AoE Crush crits, is very important. It's a little inconsistent, but it is still very strong nonetheless. Those are kind of like the basics. You have like a bunch of different talents that are like self-explanatory, like the Smash resetting cooldown, Rancor, you have the reduced cast time. So like this is something that I take. Face Smasher reduces the cooldown of Battle Vigor, and it goes really good with Anger Issues, which reduces the cooldown of Carnage. And Carnage is pretty much just like you have reduced energy cost of your abilities, really strong in like AoE situations, and also single target. Not good in execute phase though, because I think that this is actually lowering the Decapitate damage. Sometimes I use it and I feel like I do less damage with Decapitate, but I'm not like super sweaty, try hard, test everything, sim it all, and like hope to God. Like, this is what's worked for me, and I've pulled top DPS in like a lot of dungeons, and there's a lot of classes that have beat me, but I've beaten a lot of other classes. And you're not going to be consistently at the top, and you just have to understand that your class isn't going to be good in every single situation. Like, you will not be top of the single target majority of the time. You kind of have to get lucky. But AoE, you're going to be rocking at least top, second, middle of the pack, and like I'm talking like in raids and stuff like that. So in dungeons, it really depends on who your class is with. Like, group comp matters for Barbarian a lot. You want strength buffs, and you want like armor pen that the other tank is applying. But that's kind of like where we're at with the basics. Right now, I'm going to go over the stat prios. Alright, for our stat priority, we want 7% hit, so we never miss in our raid. We want armor pen, attack power, crit, agility, and then strength. You can swap agility with attack power, but since we use leather gear, every piece of leather gear pretty much already has agility on it. So as much strength as we can squeeze into the build is really good. And the reason why is because we get 75% more attack power from strength. So any strength buff we can get, any attribute increases that we get from like party members that gives us buffs, it really is good for us because we get so much more attack power when we have a strength buff. So please, when you're in dungeons, beg for strength buffs, beg for attribute buffs. They're really, really, really important. Now I'm kind of want to go over some rotations. Now I have like start attack macros and stuff like this, and right now I have Brutal Swing macroed into my Smash. Brutal Swing is off the GCD, so you can always make sure every single auto is enhanced with Brutal Swing. But let's go do some DPS testing right now. This is pretty much like a good opener for most single target. You pop your Unbridled Rage, you pop your Crush, you spam your Brutal Strike, and you're just constantly doing Brutal Swings, Ancestral Strikes, and Smash. This is pretty much single target rotation. It does change during execute phases, but you really just want to make sure you're never capping out your energy. It's okay if you cap your energy out with Smash, but you want to be always Ancestral Striking. Always Ancestral Striking, always smashing. When you get a Crush reset and Bridal Rages up, another Crush. And I'm not popping all my cooldowns, you know, I'm kind of just like hitting single target, not doing a lot of, like, very little brain power, and I can pull 2k single target, okay? So, it's really just Brutal Swing, Smash, Ancestral Strike, Crush, Unbridled Rage, and your cooldowns. I don't use Barbaric Whirl single target. I don't think it's really that good. It's better to just always spam Ancestral Strike. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys the PvP spec. So the PvP spec is this, and you're not going to like doing PvP on Barb and BGs. You pretty much get gunned down by every range DPS. A lot of range DPS are strong, and they will stop you. Like, they see a Barbarian running in, they're like, oh, easy free kill. So you're going to be an objective player and a flag runner in BGs. Very, very strong flag runner. When you pop Onslaught and you pop your Carnage, like, look how fast I can go with just Whirling Assault. Like, no one's going to be able to stop you or catch you. I'm running faster than this guy on his mount. So, and I'm losing no energy. I'm literally just spamming it. And you can go even faster if you pop Unbridled Rage to reduce the global. And also, I'm playing on like 130 ping. So, you know, people who have less ping abuse this a lot more. But Whirling Assault, Whirling Advance is really good for flag carrying. I'm telling you, we are the Feral Druids of Project Ascension. We have really good damage mitigation. We get low with Defiance. Really, really strong defensive ability. Ancestral Roar heals us for a lot. So I'm really enjoying Barb PvP, but these are kind of like the talents these are the talents that you go. You cannot go anything else, I believe. Storm of Steel is really strong just for consistent single target on your targets, but sustained swings is everything. Like, this is like what heals you more, and like, you just need it. And it also boosts your Ancestral Strikes to do big Ancestral Strikes. Really, really strong. But our big damage is still Crush in PvP. You're always going to want to headbutt into Crush as much as possible. Skull Smash is a really good bait people's trinkets out with. So you go run up to the guy, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and then you just skull smash him, and he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but it's just asleep. So he trinkets that, and then you headbutt into Crush, into Storm of Steel, and then you just beat him up. I'm really enjoying Barb, but Makara is really important as well. Like, a lot of people do a lot of healing. Every class can kind of heal, and the more Makaras you get on somebody, the better. I don't know, like, so I don't really know how all this stuff works. And some stuff is a little buggy, but I've had the most success with these talent builds in PvP. We have a Stun Break, which is really good, really important. I take Drunken Brawler just because I feel like there's a lot of melee. We do better into melee, and there's not a lot of disarms in the game. I think Venomancer has a disarm, or yeah, I think Venomancer has a disarm. And we want our Whirling Assault talents. We want max agility. And then I really like Wartails because I feel like there's a lot of fears in the game right now that that abuse us because we don't have a fear break. But I don't know. Maybe this isn't a good talent. This talent could probably get moved around. Probably go with Savage Cadence, if anything. That's probably a more consistent thing to go. But yeah, that's kind of like the PvP talents. Like I said before, bait trinket with Skull Smash. They trinket it. use headbutt. If they don't trinket the skull smash, headbutt them. If they trinket that, your crush cast will probably stop them. And try to do that as most consistently as possible. You're going to want to use Whirling Assault to connect to people, but also to get away. So guys, this is just a really basic guide to Barb. I don't really want to put too much work into this one still, because there's still a lot to learn when it comes to like min-maxing Barb. There was an Azerghost kill with my guild, and there's actually a one-handed build for Brutality Barb that somebody in my guild was running, and they actually beat me on Azerghost. I played that fight wrong, so I think that there is a lot of... That's the beauty of the Project Ascension and like a new server, is that there's still a lot to learn, and there's no guides out there. You know, there's not like Wowhead that's like documenting every single change and stuff like that. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is Wild West type of, you know, gameplay. And, you know, like another thing, guys, is that a lot of people are talking shit about the server, saying it's going to get shut down and why even invest time into it. Let's face it, guys. Nobody plays games more than 2 months. Something's going to come out. We're going to get excited about something else. And, you know, I think that Project Ascension was such a big part of my life. You know, I had probably invested 4 months every season, that every time I played. And I've made a lot of friends on the server, none that I'm playing with now. But during those times, you know, I remember those. I remember that's the you know, adventures I had back then. And I think that is kind of cool. Like, it's like we're in a black hole and we're the like last shining light before it's all gone. And you know, who knows what's going to happen? It's definitely going to get shut down. But before it gets shut down, guys, I'm going to be streaming every single Tuesday through Friday, 10 hours a day. I work Saturday to Monday, and I won't be streaming that much on the weekends. But I'm definitely going to be making a lot of Barb content. Going to be leveling alts. Come to the stream, Recatron 854, baby. We stream it on YouTube now as well. You know, I'm having a great time. And, you know, if you guys have any questions or whatever, or if you just need to, like, get an idea of what, like, the game's like, come check the stream out. I'm extremely overweight, so I won't judge you. You know, I'm extremely humble, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Just wanted to make it super basic. Maybe it wasn't. Kind of scripted, but I tried to do my best. This is my first guide I ever did. But come to the fucking stream and let's just chill the fuck out. Woo! Boomer!